What's up, babes? I'm back. I hope you're having a beautiful day / night, whatever time it is you're watching this. So we're back with peace from the fruits of the spirit. And yeah, I feel like this is gonna take quite a while to get through the fruits of the spirit. It's gonna take like 9 weeks, but I'm thinking of maybe condensing some and putting like 2 in 1 video or something like that. Comment down below if you like that or not. But yeah, don't forget to follow me on my socials. They will be linked down below, but my Instagram is Jordan_Elizabeth. Also, like and subscribe and hit the bell notification because it lets you know each week when I upload, which is Wednesdays. And yeah, I feel like that's all I really gotta say. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and let's just get into it. So, quick recap if you were not here last week, if you didn't see last week's video, we focused on joy, and basically we just realized, we went a little bit into Joseph's story and all the trials he went through, but how he kept joy in his life. And also we focused on the fact that joy is not it's not dependent on your circumstances, but rather your faith in God and your relationship with him. So that's a quick little recap, and we're gonna read Galatians 5 really quickly, which is where the fruits of the spirit are, and then we're gonna hop into my notes, I guess. But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, forbearance, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Against such things there is no law. As usual, I'm going to read you guys a couple verses that have to do with peace, which is what we're speaking on this week. And I have my Bible right here, but I'm going to be reading from my Bible, but the verses will pop up at the bottom of the screen. So yes, I'm going to start that. Colossians 3:15 says, "Let the peace of Christ rule in your hearts, since as members of one body you were called to peace, and be thankful." Hebrews 12:14 says, "Make every effort to live in peace with everyone and to be holy. Without holiness no one will see the Lord." James 3:17-18 says, "But the wisdom that comes from heaven is first of all pure, then peace-loving, considerate, submissive, full of mercy and good fruit, impartial and sincere. Peacemakers who sow in peace reap a harvest of righteousness." Proverbs 12:20 says, "Deceit is in the hearts of those who plot evil, but those who promote peace have joy." And lastly, Romans 15:13 says, "May the God of hope fill you with all joy and peace as you trust in him, so that you may overflow with hope by the power of the Holy Spirit." So in my notes right here, I wrote down a couple different ways that you can endure peace, because peace doesn't only come when you're sailing through life and like all things are good, all your prayers are answered. Peace comes when you're in the middle of a trial and you don't know what to do, but you still know everything's gonna be okay. So I'm gonna read you guys the different ways to endure peace, even when you're in your hardest situations, I guess. In the trials, such as death or losing a family member or a friend, or even losing friendships, failing a test, not making the team, not being accepted to colleges, which I know is a really big one, especially for the demographic that watches my videos. Most of us are applying for colleges or in college, and I know that like getting into college is a huge deal. It's a huge deal for me also. So I feel like it could be really like discouraging when you don't get accepted into your college, but like you have to have peace in God's plan and what he has for you. The next one is in sickness, like an illness, like not just having a cold, but I mean like dementia or Alzheimer's or cancer, or there's so many different types of sicknesses, but we have to have peace even in the midst of those things. Not being in a relationship, another one I know is kind of hard to deal with at our age. A lot of like teenagers or young adults like expect to be in a relationship because of the movies or the TV shows, and don't get me wrong, like I've been there too. Almost like every other week I'm like, what is this? Like, why am I not in a relationship? But like, just have to have peace and know like maybe right now isn't your time to be in a relationship, but like who knows who God has like right around the corner, but you're not there yet. And the last one is losing your job. So I understand that all the different reasons that I wrote down to endure peace is situations where you need to endure peace, not necessarily how you endure peace. But you can't just like enjoy the peaceful times and like expect everything in life to go smooth sailing, because that's not how it's gonna go. you're gonna like experience your trials. You've already experienced your trial, or you haven't yet, or you're in the waiting, or I don't know where you are in life, but everyone experiences trials. I'm like just barely getting out of a trial. I think I'm still in it. And like, you just have to learn how to have peace. Maybe in the beginning you don't have peace. Like, I completely understand that. That's exactly how I am. At the beginning of my trial, I was like a million questions why. But like, as you endure it more and more, you're able to find peace in God and why this is happening. And you don't have the answer to why, but you know, like, it's happening for God's plan and for your own life, I guess. So that is what I meant by those trials. So I don't know about you guys, but me, when I was younger, like when I was way younger, like a toddler, I wasn't necessarily tucked into bed, but my parents did give me a goodnight kiss every night. And that was always like very comforting, and I felt like at peace about going to bed. Like, I just got like a goodnight kiss from my parents. Like, it feels so good to know that I'm loved by my parents. So that is like just a simple, tiny little way that we feel peace. And like, no matter how our day was, no matter like, I don't even know. One time I remember I had just learned how to jump rope, and I wanted to show my dad when he got back. My dad used to ride motorcycles. So he was out like riding a motorcycle or whatever, and he got back, and I was like, Dad, like, I want to show you. I learned how to jump rope. And so I had to go reach for my jump rope. So I stood on his motorcycle because I have the brain the size of a pea. Like, whatever. I stood on the motorcycle even though it was still hot because it was just being used. And then my foot slipped and I burned the whole side of my leg. I had a mark for about 6 years. It's finally like gone away. Like, I don't have it anymore. But if I look like super hard, I could still find it. But I had slipped and my leg like got burnt on the side from the hot engine. And I remember screaming so loud. Oh my goodness. I can't even like explain how loud my scream was. I was super young also. I had to be like 4. Maybe 5 or 6. I don't know. I was around that age. I didn't get to show my dad my jump rope, but I remember being comforted after that. And eventually I was like at peace. Like, I had a peaceful mind instead of like this so excruciatingly loud scream that I was just doing. So like, even when you're like, you just experienced something super painful, you're still able to experience peace and comfort. So sorry my voice sounds like this. I'm like getting over like a tiny little cold. I started getting it on like Saturday morning, and I still have it a little bit. So my voice is like nasally right now, so I'm sorry. But anyway, back into what I was talking about. In prepping for this video, I was a little confused, not even gonna lie, on the word peace, because I thought peace only meant like the comfort of knowing like a loved one is in heaven when they pass. Like, that's the only thing I could think of when I heard the word peace. But peace comes in so many different ways, so many different words. So I wrote down 7 synonyms that helped me understand what peace means in different words, because sometimes it's just a simple word that like blocks you from understanding what it means. So I'm gonna read those to you. I'm gonna have them up on the screen over here. And it's faith, stability, serenity, relief, calmness, tranquility, and harmony. They're on the screen over here if you want to write them down, pause the video, anything. So yeah, those helped me understand more what peace means, rather than just like going into it blindly and like being kind of closed-minded on what it truly means. Sometimes you need to dig deeper into the word. That's what I had to do. So I feel like this like could help you understand, because it helped me understand. The other night when I was writing down, like taking my notes for this video, I was also listening to some music, and Rescue by Lauren Daigle came on, and I absolutely adore that song. It helped me get through a lot. And I just like stopped and listened to the lyrics, and I was like, this kind of goes hand in hand with what I'm like kind of talking about. So I'm going to read you guys a couple of the lyrics from there, and you know, yeah, but I can't sing, so I'm just gonna read them. I have it on my laptop here, so I'm gonna like look at it. But it goes, I hear your whisper underneath your breath. I hear your SOS, your SOS. I will send out an army to find you. In the middle of the darkest night, it's true, I will rescue you. There is no distance that cannot be covered over and over. You're not defenseless. I'll be your shelter. I'll be your armor. And then it continues because that's like the chorus. But that song, like, helped me get through so much in my, like, I think my worst trial. It filled me with peace and hope and comfort and so many synonyms for the word peace. It was just a reminder that like Jesus is going to be there for you no matter what you're experiencing. And that brought peace to me because it's like a reminder that like I'm seen, you're seen, and like you're loved. It's not that hard to understand, I guess, but it's harder to comprehend and truly think about yourself. So I just wanted to give that to you guys in case you guys are going through something. I don't know what you're going through, but even when life is like going awesome for me, it's still an amazing reminder to hear. So if you want to download that song, there you go. Also, I want to read you guys the definition of peace in the Bible, and I have it like on my laptop. So I'm gonna read it to you guys, but I am so sorry. There are like a couple Hebrew and Greek words. I don't speak Hebrew, I don't speak Greek, so I'm sorry if I get this wrong, but if you want, you can Google it on your own free time, like it's up to you, and properly read it if you understand it. And it says, the Hebrew word for peace, shalom, translated in the Septuagint most often by the Greek word irene, has a wide semantic range, including the notions of totality or completeness, success, fulfillment, wholeness, harmony, security, and well-being. So that is that. That's just another thing, just like the synonyms that helped me understand what peace means and that peace can come in different ways and different times. So I'm gonna give you guys my 3 key points. I have them written down on my notebook, but they will also be over here if you want to take notes. And the first one is peace comes from trusting in God's plan. That one was widely focused on in this video, and it makes life a whole lot easier when you just trust that everything is happening for a reason and God's plan is like the overall reasoning. So that definitely makes life a whole lot easier when it's something you understand. I named 7, I don't know why I did 5. I named 7 synonyms for the word peace, but you could so easily stick your name in there and make it 8. Like once you like acquire peace in your trial or even in like your smooth sailings, then like life just becomes a whole lot easier. You're not really stressed about why things are happening. And number 3 is peace in the Lord does not go without reward. I can't even talk. I got that from the verse James 3:17-18, and we read that earlier, so if you want to go back and read that, then you totally can. But those are just the 3 key points that I noticed from my notes on peace. And that is all I have for you guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and press the bell notification. It lets you know each week when I upload, which is Wednesdays. Follow me on my socials. They will be linked down below like always, but my Instagram is Jordan_Elizabeth. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, I know I already said that, but I hope you did. Don't forget to come back next week and we can look into patience. Another thing I struggle with, but we are going to focus on that. So that'll be cool. I hope you guys come back. I hope you guys enjoy that. And I feel like that's all I gotta say. So I will see y'all next week. And don't forget to be the reason someone else smiles. Bye.